Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Daily Practice.
We are so glad you were spending your time with us today.
If your goal is to speak natural and confident English, you are in the exact right place.
I am Michael.
And I'm Olivia. On our channel, we focus on real, everyday English.
We want you to feel comfortable speaking in any real-life situation.
If you find our videos helpful, please take a second to hit the like button.
And do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us going.
Thank you so much for being here. So, Michael, what is on our agenda for today?
Today's lesson is incredibly useful, Olivia. We're talking about careers and jobs.
This is such a necessary topic. People ask about your job all the time.
Exactly. You need these phrases at parties, networking events, or job interviews.
It is usually the very first thing people ask when they meet you.
And today, we will make talking about your job completely stress-free.
We will give you the best vocabulary, fix common mistakes, and do some role plays.
It's going to be a packed lesson. Olivia, before we dive in, how are you today?
I am doing wonderfully, thank you. I had my morning coffee and I'm ready to teach. How about you?
I am feeling highly motivated. I know our viewers are going to get a lot of value today.
I completely agree. All right, everyone, let's jump right in.
Let's start with the absolute basics. Olivia, how do native speakers usually ask about jobs?
That is an excellent starting point. The most natural question is simply, what do you do?
What do you do? It is very short and polite.
Yes, it is the standard greeting. You might also hear, what do you do for a living?
Both are great, but what do you do is definitely the most common.
Can our learners just ask, what is your job?
They can, but I wouldn't recommend it for casual conversations.
Why is that, Michael?
Because what is your job sounds a little bit aggressive or too formal.
Right. It sounds like a police officer asking a question.
Exactly. Native speakers prefer, what do you do? It sounds friendly and warm.
Okay, so now we know the perfect question. How do we answer it naturally?
The easiest and best way to answer is using I am plus your title.
For example, I am a graphic designer.
Or I am an accountant.
Notice that we always use the article a or an.
Never say I am accountant. Always say I am an accountant.
If your job starts with a consonant sound, use a. I am a teacher. I am a chef.
If it starts with a vowel sound, use an. I am an engineer. I am an architect.
Perfect. But, Michael, sometimes just giving the title is a bit boring, right?
Yes, to keep the conversation interesting, you should add one extra detail.
How do we do that?
You can say your title and then say who you help or what you make.
For example, I am a teacher. I teach English to high school students.
I love that. Or you can say, I am a software developer. I build apps for hospitals.
This gives the other person something interesting to talk about.
Exactly. Let's look at some more examples. I am a photographer. I shoot weddings.
I am a chef. I specialize in healthy vegan food.
Those are excellent answers. But Olivia, what if someone is not working right now?
That happens to many people. You do not want to say, I am jobless. It sounds very negative.
What is a better alternative?
You can say, I am currently looking for new opportunities.
That sounds so professional. What else can they say?
They can say, I am between jobs at the moment. It is very polite.
What about our viewers who are studying at university?
They can say, I am a full-time student, or I am currently in my second year of college.
And if someone stays home to raise their children?
That is a very hard job. They can proudly say, I am a stay-at-home parent.
Or specifically, I am a stay-at-home mom, or I am a stay-at-home dad.
And let's not forget people who have finished their careers.
Ah, yes. If you are older and no longer working, you simply say, I am retired.
Perfect. Let's do a quick practice. Listen and repeat after me. I am a teacher.
I am currently looking for work.
Great job repeating. Now let's explore different job titles.
There are thousands of jobs. We will name a few popular ones by industry.
Let's look at the medical field first. You could be a surgeon, a pharmacist, or a nurse.
Or maybe a dentist, a paramedic, or a physical therapist.
What about the corporate business world, Michael?
You could be an HR manager, a financial analyst, or a marketing director.
In the technology sector, you might be a web designer, a data scientist, or a programmer.
In education, you could be a university professor, a tutor, or a school principal.
In the creative industry, you could be a video editor, a journalist, or an interior designer.
And we have essential trade jobs too, like plumbers, electricians, carpenters, and mechanics.
There are so many. Think about your job right now. Do you know how to say it in English?
If you don't, grab a dictionary after this video and learn your specific job title.
Okay, so we know the titles. Now let's talk about describing where you work.
This is a topic where many learners make mistakes with prepositions.
Prepositions can be tricky, but we have a simple rule for you.
If you want to say the specific name of a company, use the words at or for.
For example, I work at Google, or I work for Toyota.
Both at and for are completely correct when using a brand name.
But what if I don't want to say the company name? What if I want to say the type of building?
Then you must use the preposition in.
So I work in an office building, or I work in a hospital.
Exactly. I work in a retail store. I work in a public library.
We also use in to talk about a general industry. I work in finance.
Or I work in healthcare. I work in marketing.
What about people who work outdoors or on a vehicle, Michael?
For those situations, we usually use on.
Can you give us some examples?
Sure. I work on a farm. I work on a cruise ship. I work on a construction site.
That makes a lot of sense. And what about the modern way of working?
Ah, yes. If you don't commute to an office at all, you say, I work from home.
Or you can use a great professional word. I work remotely.
I love working remotely. It saves so much time on transportation.
Me too. Okay, let's move forward. How do we describe what we actually do all day?
When someone asks, what do you do exactly, they want to know your daily tasks.
To answer this, you need good action verbs.
You can start your sentence with, I am responsible for.
Wait, Michael, if I say I am responsible for, what happens to the next verb?
Excellent question, Olivia. The next verb must end in ing.
Oh, I see. So I say, I am responsible for training new staff.
Exactly. I am responsible for designing websites. I am responsible for managing a team.
What is another phrase we can use instead of responsible for?
You can say, my main duties include, followed by the ing verbs.
For example, my main duties include answering emails and organizing meetings.
Or, my main duties include analyzing data and preparing weekly reports.
Using that ing form shows that you really understand English grammar.
You can also just use strong present tense verbs to sound confident.
Like what?
If you are a boss, say, I oversee the marketing department. Oversee means to supervise.
If you work in customer service, say, I assist clients with their accounts.
If you build things, say, I develop software programs.
Action verbs make you sound much more professional than just saying, I do things.
Absolutely. Let's talk about another important subject, work schedules.
Yes. People often ask, what are your working hours?
A very common answer is, I work a standard 9-to-5 schedule.
That means you start at 9 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m. It's a full-time job.
But what if your hours change every week, Olivia?
Then you can say, I have flexible hours, or my schedule is flexible.
And what if you work in a hospital or a factory?
You usually work shifts. You can say, I work the morning shift.
Or, I work the night shift. Some people say, I work rotating shifts.
If you work fewer than 30 or 40 hours a week, what is that called?
That is called a part-time job. You can say, I work part-time at a cafe.
And if you don't have a boss at all,
You say, I am a freelancer, or I run my own business.
we have covered so much vocabulary already. You guys are doing fantastic. Welcome to the second half of our masterclass, everyone.
We still have so much incredibly useful vocabulary to cover.
Let's talk about how to express your feelings about your job.
Yes, people often ask, do you like your job?
Always try to start with the positive aspects first.
You can confidently say, I find my work very fulfilling.
Fulfilling means it makes you feel happy and satisfied.
Or you could say, I love the company culture.
I have wonderful colleagues and a very supportive boss.
What about the schedule? You can say, I really appreciate the work-life balance.
What about the salary, Michael? How do we talk about that politely?
You shouldn't give exact numbers. Just say, the compensation is very competitive.
Or, the benefits and perks are fantastic. Perks are things like free coffee or gym memberships.
But Olivia, no job is 100% perfect.
That is very true. Sometimes we need to complain.
But how do we complain professionally? We shouldn't use words like hate or terrible.
Exactly. You have to be diplomatic. Use softer language.
Instead of saying, my job is too hard, what should they say?
You should say, the role can be quite demanding sometimes.
If you work way too many hours, say, I often have to work overtime.
If the drive to work is awful, say, the commute is a bit exhausting.
If your boss is difficult to deal with, say, management can be challenging.
This keeps you sounding highly professional and positive, even when complaining.
Now, Olivia, it is time for the most important part of today's lesson.
Yes, pay close attention, everyone. It is time for the top 10 common mistakes.
These are the errors that instantly show you are not a native speaker.
Let's fix them right now. Mistake number 1 is huge, confusing work and job.
Many learners say, I have a very good work.
That is incorrect. Work is an uncountable noun. You cannot have a work.
You must say, I have a very good job.
Remember, you apply for a job, but you go to work.
Mistake number 2, forgetting the article before your title.
Do not say, my brother is engineer.
Always use a or an. Say, my brother is an engineer, or I am a manager.
Mistake number 3, using in for company names.
Never say, I work in Apple, or I work in Microsoft.
You must say, I work at Apple, or I work for Microsoft.
Mistake number 4, saying, I am finding a job.
The word find means the search is completely over. You found it.
If you are still searching today, say, I am looking for a job.
Mistake number 5, misusing the word experience.
People often say, I am very experienced in sales.
Experience is a noun. You need the adjective form ending in ed.
Say, I am very experienced, or I have 5 years of experience.
Do not forget the word of, years of experience.
Mistake number 6, confusing salary and wage.
A salary is a fixed yearly amount, usually for professional office jobs.
A wage is an hourly rate, usually for service, retail, or manual labor jobs.
Mistake number 7, saying, my work is tired.
Work doesn't sleep. Your work cannot be tired.
You must say, my work is tiring, or I'm tired after work.
Mistake number 8, saying I am working here since 2020.
For an action that started in the past and still continues, use the present perfect continuous tense.
Say, I have been working here since 2020.
Mistake number 9, confusing customer and client.
A customer buys physical products like coffee, shoes, or clothes.
A client buys professional services like hiring a lawyer, designer, or accountant.
And finally, mistake number 10, mispronouncing the word colleague.
People often say colleague you. The UE at the end is completely silent.
It is pronounced colleague. Colleague, 2 syllables only.
Wow, that was a lot of extremely valuable information. Let's do a quick quiz.
Let's see if you were paying attention. Tell us if this sentence is correct or wrong.
Sentence 1. She is doctor and she works in hospital.
Incorrect. It should be, she is a doctor and works in a hospital.
Sentence 2. I am looking for a new job because my salary is low.
Correct. Perfect sentence. Looking for and salary are used perfectly.
Sentence 3. I have 5 years experience in marketing.
Incorrect. You missed a tiny word. I have 5 years of experience.
If you got all 3 right, pat yourself on the back. You are doing great.
Now let's put everything together in real life. It is role play time.
We have 2 role plays for you to listen to. Pay attention to the vocabulary.
Scenario 1 is a casual networking event. We just met over coffee. I will start.
Ready? Action.
Hi there. I don't think we have met yet. I'm Michael.
Hi, Michael. I'm Olivia. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, Olivia, what do you do?
I'm a project manager. I work for a software company in the city. How about you?
Oh, that sounds very interesting. I am a high school teacher. I teach biology.
That must be incredibly rewarding. Have you been teaching for a long time?
I have been teaching for about 6 years. I really enjoy it, though it can be demanding.
I can imagine. Teenagers have a lot of energy.
They definitely do. What about you? Do you like project management?
I do. My main responsibility is organizing the developers and tracking our deadlines.
Do you have to commute to the city every day?
Thankfully, no. My schedule is very flexible. I work from home 3 days a week.
That is a fantastic work-life balance. Well, Olivia, I need to go grab some more coffee.
It was great chatting with you, Michael. Let's exchange business cards.
And end scene. Notice how natural and relaxed that conversation was.
We kept it light, polite, and used simple present tenses.
Now for scenario 2. This is a formal job interview.
I am the HR manager, and Michael is applying for a job as a sales director.
Notice the professional, advanced vocabulary we use here. Action.
Good morning, Michael. Thank you for coming in today. Please have a seat.
Good morning, Olivia. Thank you for inviting me. It is a pleasure to be here.
Let's dive right in. Could you tell me a little bit about your professional background?
Certainly. I am an experienced sales professional with over 10 years of experience. I currently oversee the regional sales team at Global Tech.
What are your main duties in your current role?
My main duties include setting quarterly sales targets, analyzing market trends, and training junior sales representatives.
That aligns perfectly with what we need. How do you handle working under pressure?
I actually thrive under pressure. When deadlines approach, I prioritize my tasks, communicate clearly, and focus on practical solutions.
Excellent answer. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I hope to step into a vice president role and take on more strategic leadership responsibilities within the company.
You certainly have the ambition we are looking for. Thank you for your time today, Michael.
Thank you, Olivia. I look forward to hearing from you.
And end scene. Fantastic job, Michael. You are definitely hired.
Thank you. Viewers, please rewind the video and practice speaking these dialogues out loud with us.
Speaking out loud is the #1 secret to building your speaking confidence.
It is time to wrap up this massive masterclass. You guys did an amazing job today.
We covered titles, prepositions, daily tasks, professional complaints, and common mistakes.
Now it is your turn to practice. It is time for the question of the day.
Today's question is, what was your very first job?
Or if you haven't worked yet, what is your absolute dream job?
Write your answers in the comments section below right now.
For example, you can write, "My first job was a cashier," or "My dream job is to be an architect."
We love reading your comments. It's a great way for you to practice writing in English.
And we will try to reply and correct any little mistakes you might make.
Thank you so much for spending this 30 minutes with us at English Daily Practice.
Learning a language takes time, dedication, and patience. Keep showing up every day.
Even if it feels difficult sometimes, every word you learn is a step forward.
If you found this lesson helpful, please give it a big thumbs up.
And subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new masterclass.
Share this video with a friend who is also learning English or preparing for an interview.
Keep smiling, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next video.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day at work.
Take care. Bye.